Good morning. Happy Sunday. These are A2 pin setters, and this is my breakfast. Let's get into it. The note on the board for this machine says that on second ball, it won't cycle to set pins on the lane. We are in first ball. Let's go ahead and hit the rear reset button. Okay, that looked normal. Second ball. She waited. Okay. All right. She waited at 180. Indicating, hold on, you can't see anything. I need flashlights. That is a little bit better. So what we're looking at is right here. This is our full deck, empty deck, interlock cross shaft. So when the turret indexes from the 5 to the 9, there's a projection on the indexing cam that pushes this lever rearward. And there's a roller in here and a shoulder on the latch / lever. Right there. When this long link moves rearward, watch this shaft. The shaft is going to rotate, right? Let's move up to the gearbox linkage. You can kind of get a peek at that shaft. It's right here. On the other end of that shaft, there's also a collar and a lever bracket. But what we want to look at, if I can get some light in here and a good angle, is no. Ow, my phalanges. Yeah, trying to find a good angle, but there should be between that. Yeah, we're struggling here. That's okay. This projection and this bracket at 180, waiting for pins without the gearbox clutch tripped, should be a gap of approximately 1/4 inch on an empty deck signal. And then with a full deck signal, that projection, that little square back there, should move rearward to trip the clutch. It'll take the stop arm out from under the bearing and the pin. We're not getting that. So we need a 180 interlock cross shaft adjustment. Guys, I failed. I failed to do a full examination of the equipment before I came to my conclusion. What we have here is a link, a 180 interlock cross shaft link that has fallen off of the machine. So we need to find a flat washer and an X washer, and we will reattach. Oh, we need a couple of flat washers because there's supposed to be one on the back side as well. But this is our problem. Never mind. We don't need to do complicated adjustments for simple problems. That looks a whole lot better. That looks like how it should. Oh, crap. This pin's popped out just a little bit. Uh-oh. Are we going to have a repeat? Hold on, you're upside down. Yes. The X pin or O-ring pin in there has become broken. I do not know if we have another one. If we do, I'll put it in. I may not get it on video. And if we do not, then we will have them order some new pins. We have restarted the pin setter. We are on second ball. Let's cycle it again and verify proper operation now. Beautiful. This is good. I think we're going to call this one done. And we'll jump on to the next one. This is the number 4 area for the number 4 pin. This doesn't even have a deck pad. It is missing. Wow. Honestly, I'm zoomed out all the way. I can't go any wider, but there's a lot of deck pads that are worn out pretty bad here. I don't think they have 10 deck pads, honestly. I don't know if they even have 2 deck pads. We're gonna find out. We may have to go out hunting for some parts here. I can honestly say that I'm not super proud of it, but well, nobody was looking. I cheated a little bit. We have a 10 pin in the number 10 deck chute. We're on second ball. We're gonna respot or spot just the 10 pin. We have proper detection now. So what I did, I cheated on the detector rod adjustment slightly. Let me turn some of the noise off and I'll explain. So what I did, I moved the machine to 90 degrees strike, just like the book describes for doing your detector rod adjustment. And knowing that this one particular spot and maybe a couple others would maybe cause this thing to give you a false strike detection. What I did at 90 degrees on a strike is I loosened the clamping bolt for the lower tube section of the detector rod assembly. And I actually raised up the tube about 1/64 of an inch. So this is going to change a little bit the height detection that this thing is going to trigger a strike detection or a standing pins detection ever so slightly. And this compensates for bad or worn or missing deck pads, just like we have here. This is a very old pin setter. This does not have holes in the deck for either a deck pad with studs or screws that go through the moving deck to bolt on a deck pad. These are glue-on deck pads. And I don't believe they have any of that type in the building. We can go ahead and have them order some. And when they come in, we can replace these deck pads. But for right now, in the short term, this is going to work. They will not have any more issues with a false strike detection on standing pins. So that is what it is, for better or worse. We can use this lane and it will function properly now. Like I said, these machines are kind of old, they're kind of tired, and they haven't been kept up on in the best shape over the last couple decades. But, you know, I'm here one day a week. I'm here to help. Just try and keep their machines going up and down the best that I can do with what we've got here in the building. The next thing on the list this morning is a machine that we had paid some attention to last week. This one was the one that the ball rack reset button didn't work on. And we patched the reset button cabling down there. I didn't get it to malfunction in the way that they had described last time. And I told them, I think I've got everything, but if not, let me know, put it back up on the board. So the information that I have right now is that this machine is stopping mid-cycle. I don't think anybody's been able to get any more information on that. Like I said, nobody here is a trained service technician, right? I'm going off of the words that they are describing to me and trying to interpret the data. So, without further ado, let's turn this thing on and cycle it and see what happens. If I can get the rear switch on. There we go. Clutch lever looks good. Clutch reset lever looks good. Cycle solenoid seems to be good. Check our cycle solenoid adjustment here at 180. Yeah, cycle solenoid adjustment looks good. I don't know. We might need to cycle this a whole bunch of times because they're saying, I guess it's kind of a very intermittent problem. So last week's issue, rewiring the reset button just helped them hit the reset button up front so this thing can finish its cycle. We were never able to determine what it was doing. Maybe we can today. I'm going to shut the camera off and I'm going to cycle it for a very long time. And if and when I find anything, we'll pick it up there. So kind of what I'm seeing here is we've got kind of a worn surface here on our stop lever, and our bearing here is starting to go out. And what I noticed is every once in a while, it kind of struggled to cycle. So we're going to get a flat file. We're going to recontour this lever, and we are going to replace this bearing. And hopefully that should solve our issue. It may come as no surprise that there is not currently another bearing in stock. But we can still make progress, right? We're still gonna file and recontour this surface. This is gonna take quite a bit of time, but I will bring you back in once we are done. It took a few minutes, but we've gotten the surface depressions out of this lever. One thing that I was sure to check was that if we slam this down, this doesn't unlatch. That would not be good, because then we'd have recycle issues. So this is good. We do have a little bit of lubrication. Let's bring our oil can in here. Whoa, that was way too much. No, it will trickle down and lubricate all of the bushings below. So worked out to our advantage anyways. But let's go ahead and turn this thing on and cycle it a couple of times. You're all clear? I'm clear. No hesitation in trying to cycle. I think we're good, but I'm gonna have to cycle it many, many more times just to be sure. I'm going to do the rest of this off camera because we could be here for a very long time. I've been cycling this for a while off camera. One of the things that I've seen, and you guys might have picked up on it, is that when I hit the reset button, sometimes this starter bell crank looks like it kind of stutters or hesitates. I don't know if we're going to get it on this go round. We'll see if we can. But I think after doing all of this work and checking all these stop surfaces and ensuring that our gearbox cycle linkage is working properly, we may have a weak cycle solenoid as well. What leads me to believe that is that I held the bell crank in place and I pushed the rear reset button, and I didn't feel a lot of pull from that solenoid. It just stuttered, it just hesitated right there. So what we're going to do is we are going to stop the machine at 180, waiting for pins, right there. We're going to shut it. Shh, quiet, please. Please, quiet. We're going to shut it off right there at 180, waiting for pins, and we're going to swap out our cycle solenoid. One of the things that we can do is grab a meter. We can unplug from the wire channel there, and we can meter our solenoid legs and see what type of resistance we have through our solenoid coil. I'm blanking on, ideally, target spec. What I like to see is 100 ohms or higher. I've seen some issues, and there may be some disagreements on that. But it's been my experience, 100 ohms or higher across the solenoid coil, it should be working really, really, really well. When it gets below 90, sometimes you see the machine struggle to cycle on occasion. And I think that's what we're seeing here. So I'm going to grab a new solenoid and the meter. We will be right back. We'll do an ohms check on this solenoid. I was not expecting that. We have 104.5 ohms. We might reasonably consider that our plug and our wire from the solenoid to here may be adding a little bit of resistance, but not by much. What I'd like to do is keep you guys oriented properly, but I also want to see what a new solenoid, 103.6. This is a Deltrol brand or Deltrol type solenoid, and I'm sure what's in there is probably Guardian. I think the Guardians brand new are going to be closer to 150 ohms. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't have a new one brand new to compare to. But we can go to a machine that's not experiencing issues and check against that. We're at the machine next door. We're metering its cycle solenoid coil, and we're at 142 ohms here. So this one is going to be a Guardian brand in there, and what we have over there is a Deltrol going in. So we'll only know once we crack the cover if we've got a Guardian type coil in that machine and we're reading 104 ohms. We'll know that one's weak. If we open the cover up and it's a Deltrol, then we know we may have to look somewhere else. Why can't I do this? Cut. I'll do it off camera. So the solenoid on here is a newer Deltrol brand or Deltrol type. So our ohm reading's accurate. So if we're not getting a lot of pull on this, we need to look in the circuit box. We need to look at our time delay module and the cycle relay on that time delay module. We may have some fouled up contact points on that coil. I know that we've given this every benefit, my finger, every benefit of the doubt. We've resurfaced this. Everything's lubed. Our spring tension looks good. It doesn't require a bunch of extra force to move our starter bell crank. Our adjustment is in pretty good condition. So we need to start looking electrically rather than mechanically. These circuit boxes are equipped with some easy access strips. Oh, not so easy. Easy-ish access strips. No screws required here. Oh yes, breaker's off, but we are going to unplug for safety also. All right, let's take a closer peek. We popped our hood off here, our cover. We'll see what's going on. This is the relay in question. And found it. Let me see if I can get a better position on this. We're up pretty close and personal in here. If you look at the top side of our reed style reed, the metal plate should extend all the way through. When the coil down here energizes, it's going to pull in. It should pull the top metal reed into the bottom one. It can't do that because it is broken. I don't think they have another time delay module, nor do I believe they have another cycle relay. We can check, but I think we may have to do some crazy stuff here. The real question that I have in my head is, how is this even functioning to begin with? How did we even cycle the machine at all? Because the scoring system uses this time delay module to cycle the pin setter. The mechanic's rear reset button uses that relay to cycle the pin setter. This is one of life's greatest mysteries that may never be answered. I did find another unit, so we'll try and swap this out, but I don't know if this is good or not. All the pieces are there. You can get kind of a good look at that relay, maybe. And how that metal plate is supposed to look. So let's go ahead. I'm going to swap this out. I'm going to not get it on video because I just don't want to right now. But I'll bring it back when it's swapped out. We'll see if it's good or not. I mean, it says good. Somebody wrote good on there at one point. Well, now is the moment of truth. Plug is in, breaker's on. We're going hot. It didn't blow up. This is... Uh-oh. The relay works, or the relay operates, but we are not getting the machine to cycle. Oh, yeah. Hey, it really helps to plug the cycled solenoid back in. So let's plug it in and we will retest. Attempt number 2. That cycled. This is good. Beautiful, beautiful. I think that is going to do it here. Let's put our super secure straps back on our cover, and we will bounce over to the next thing. Moving right along. The note on the board for this one was that it is sometimes randomly resetting. I've been up here cycling this for several minutes already, and I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary yet. We may not. Maybe what we need to be checking is our ball detector way down there. So the ball detector down there looks good. I didn't get it on camera. I did one last week. But let's turn this thing back on and we'll see what we can see. Oh yeah, the breaker's still off. Like I said, I've been up here for many minutes, cycling and cycling and cycling, and I have yet to see an issue. That doesn't mean that there isn't one. It means that it's happening very, very infrequently. I am a little bit lost here. I've been cycling this thing for nearly 15 minutes and have yet to see one single issue. So I'm going to wrap it up on this one. We've got one more machine on our to-do list for today. Yeah, that looks super safe. Somebody just left that chilling in the vise. I may have gotten this one wrong. The note on the board last week was deadwood. Kicking out a lot of pins, actually, was the nomenclature. So I had assumed that kicking out a lot of pins was deadwood. And after having talked to somebody here, they were describing pins falling out on the service aisle. So let's turn this thing on and we will watch. Maybe we have a turn pan issue. Maybe we have a lot of pins sitting on the clipboard. Come on, pins. Everything's looking good so far. At least with our turn pan adjustment. Let's check our cross conveyor micro switch lever. So with a full cross conveyor, the pinwheel has stopped feeding pins, so this is good. What else could it be? We do have a lot of pins idling on the pit board here. I'm not sure if it's coming up on camera, but this pit board is moving a little bit slowly. So we'll dig deeper into that. Well, that's interesting. Our pulleys have been reversed. The large one should go on the rear side, and the small one should go on the front side. So let's see if we can flip those around, and we will speed our pit conveyor back up. That may help jog the pins off of our pit conveyor a little more effectively. Well, I stand corrected. It had 2 of the same diameter pulleys on it. All right, we have a beautiful messy pile here, but I was able to procure 1 large pulley, and now we will not be running 2 small pulleys. Which way? This is front to rear, so we should have the small one on our front side. Uh-oh, where's our shoulder spacer, pulley, flat washer, star washer, nut, and we will do the same for the other side. Here. Shoulder spacer, pulley, flat washer, star washer, and a nut. I'm going to need 2 hands to zip these bolts down, but we're going to zip them down, and then we'll bolt this back up and retest. That's a lot better. Much better. Pins come off the pit real good now. Well, maybe not. But they are moving a whole lot better. This machine sure could use a new pit carpet on it. But I think this is a great improvement. Well, I think that this is going to do it for today. I don't have anything else on their out of service list. I'm getting tired, and I would sure like to enjoy the rest of my day off from work.